Hello, everyone. Welcome to yoga. Today, we're going to be working in restorative poses. Restorative yoga is very different from the regular hatha style yoga that we do. Restorative yoga is really, rather than the body sort of holding poses, restorative yoga is about props and the ground, the mat, holding the body and releasing and surrendering the body into poses that rejuvenate, replenish, restore, and recover. So restorative yoga is a wonderful practice to do. I would say if you could do it once a week, definitely amazing practice to use when you're recovering from an illness or trying to keep from getting sick. If you feel like you're getting a cold or a virus, this is a great way to kind of get the systems, the immune system really supported, and it's also a great recovery practice. So I like to do every once in a while a yoga, restorative yoga class for you, so that you can use some of a variety of these poses in whatever way that you want. The restorative yoga, unlike hatha style or Iyengar yoga, we will stay in the pose much longer. So we may only get 5 or 6 poses, if that, today in 1 hour. We usually hold poses for 5 to 10 minutes, depending. So I've got about 6 poses or 7 poses. We'll see if we get through them all. You do need to have 2 blankets. I've got just 2 Mexican style blankets that you can use flat or rolled up. I don't have any bolsters, yoga bolsters, so I pulled 2 cushions from my couch, and that could definitely work. And then 2 blocks, 2 yoga blocks. And if you don't have yoga blocks, you can always use big, thick dictionaries or photo albums. Yoga blocks are the best. These are cheapo ones from Ross, and they do the trick. All right. So the first pose we're going to do is just a supported Shavasana. I'm going to turn on my timer, which is actually, this is a great app if anybody wants to use Insight Timer. It has an amazing collection of meditations and mindful practices, but it also has a little bell, a little timer with a bell, so you can do your own timed meditations. So let's see. I'm going to do a 5-minute one. Great. And all right. So I've set up my you can see that I've set up my mat for our first pose. I've got my 1 block flat on the mat and my second block standing upright, and then I've got my bolster basically right on top of them. And you can imagine what we're going to do is just kind of bring the lower back just at the edge of the bolster, and we're going to, you can either let the head hang over the edge, that feels good to you, or you can have the head supported. You can also drape a little blanket right over the edge and roll it right underneath the nape of the neck, just to add another level of support. So this is always about surrendering into the pose, letting the muscles drop. And we're going to start here with a 5-minute. Actually, you know what? We're going to go a little longer. We're going to do 8-minute. So this is our opening pose. Go ahead and find your way in. We're going to hold this for about 8 minutes. Close your eyes. If you feel safe enough, you can always just kind of have a soft gaze inward or downward. Palms are open towards the ceiling. Elbows are dropping down towards the ground. They may be touching the ground. You really want to make sure your butt cheeks are kind of going down. So if you need to pick them up and kind of lift them and spread them down, that's going to help not take this into your lower back. This is a heart opener, as you can feel. Make any little adjustments that you need with your props so that you can feel really safe. The image that I like to use with restorative yoga is that each pose should feel like you're being held by a big mama, a big mother for that energy, a big mother source of nourishment and nurturing and safety. This is a really wonderful way for us to mother ourselves. So we're going to drop into a kind of focused breathing pattern. And what I'd love to do is try a new breathing structure that we haven't done before, where we inhale for a nice long inhale, whatever that is for you, 3 count, 4 count. And on the exhale, we're going to divide it into 3 parts. So we'll exhale and then pause. Exhale, pause. And exhale. And then we'll take that nice big luscious inhale again. Through the nose, filling the chest with air, filling the belly with air. And then an exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Exhale. Just try that as many times as feels good to you. It helps us really focus on the breath and drop out of our mind racing everyday consciousness. So 1 deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose, pause. Exhale through the nose, pause. Exhale through the nose. And continue in your own. level of your exhale, try to release into the bones, into gravity a little bit deeper. Focus on a different body part, your neck, your chest, your hips, your wrists, your temples. And that's our bell. So you just gently wiggle your fingers and toes, and maybe make a couple of facial expressions, squinching your nose or your eyes together. Bring yourself back to the room, flutter your eyelids open. Maybe pull your knees gently up. Coming out of these poses is very important. You want to take your time. I would recommend rolling to one side, keeping your eyes open, focusing on something, and then gently rolling forward, using your hands to come up slowly. So we're going to stay on our backs. The bolster down to the lower half of the mat. And we're going to move the blocks out of the way. I'm going to put one blanket, actually long ways across my mat, and then I'm going to take my other blanket and I'm going to roll it so I have a nice kind of long bolster. Now, that's going to go about 4 inches in front of, on top of this blanket. Now this pose is called Mountain Brook, and I love the title of it because it really gives you a visualization to work with. So here we're gonna place our knees, our bolster right underneath our knees and let the knees fall open. Our scapula goes against that flat blanket, and then the rolled up blanket goes right at the nape of the neck. So again, it's a heart opener, but also got this hip opener here, which is incredibly vulnerable, but also very restorative. So we're going to do a 5-minute pose here in Mountain Brook. Go ahead and set yourself up. Sometimes you need a little less under the knees or a little more under the knees. Now you can go ahead and take your hands, arms in cactus if you want. And that would be like football, like a football hole. If your blanket is long enough, you can even rest your wrists on the blanket. That might feel really supportive. If this is too much for your shoulders or for your back, you can always place your palms facing up down by your hips. I'm gonna try cactus with my wrists supported by the rolled up blanket. I invite you during this mountain growth pose to imagine that your body is the mountain brook. And you've got water trickling down from the top of your head, across your face, your chin, your neck, down along your chest and waist and hips and legs, down across your ankles and toes. So I just would like to invite you to focus on that fluidity, that trickle but babbling brook that you might find in the mountains. See if you can really embody that pose by visualizing that movement, that peace, that simplicity. Let your breath just fall into a natural pattern, focusing on the breath being like water flowing quickly, steadily, continually. Now we take our last deep breath. And exhale, big sigh. And bringing ourselves slowly out of the pose. Bringing our feet flat on the mat or on the bolster. Letting the knees fall to one side. And slowly pushing ourselves up to sitting. Take a glass, sip of water if you have any. It's important to hydrate while we do this. So now I'm going to take the bolster and actually put it between my legs. I'm gonna grab my blocks, and we're gonna do a supported spinal twist. So go ahead and you can leave your blanket there with your rolled up neck support, or you can remove them. It's whatever feels luxurious to you. I'm gonna go ahead and release my blankets. And I'm gonna go ahead and let the knees fall to the right while I maintain my shoulders on the mat. And then I'm gonna look over my left shoulder. So we're gonna do a 5-minute supported spinal twist. This way. And use your moments just to get that, to adjust yourself to a position where you really feel supported. And that you don't have to hold any muscles in order to maintain the position. That's the most important thing. You might want to remove a block or add a block. And then just gently looking over your left shoulder while your knees are falling to the right. Again, let the breath be normal breath, easy breath. Notice where you feel like you want to grip and see if you can release. Send a little exhale towards the spots in your body that feel like they're resisting. Again, if you want, you can move the arms into cactus. If that feels like you would feel comfortable to open up the arms. If that you can't quite get your wrists to the floor, you can put a little blanket underneath to rest your wrists or the back of your hand. Let your mind flow where it needs to flow, but if you get hooked on a thought, try to release that thought. There's no need to hang on to anything right now. staying with the breath. You're staying with the body. If a thought comes, it comes and let it go. Like a cloud passing by. Just going to actually do the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and take your block or your blocks to the other side. Let the knees fall to the left. Find your cactus pose. If that's comfortable for you with the wrists supported. And looking over your right shoulder with your leg, the knees falling to the left. Go ahead and adjust your blocks the way they feel best for you. That might mean 2 blocks, it might mean 1, it might mean 1 block flat and 1 block propped up. It's really important that you feel safe in these poses. That's part of the recovery process. The healing process. Again, just letting your breath follow its natural rhythm. Focusing on the coolness of the breath in the nostrils. The rise and fall of the belly. The release of the body in the exhale. exhale, we bring ourselves very slowly over to our left side. And then gently remove the bolster. Use your hands to push yourself up slowly and come to sit. We're going to move into the supported child's pose. So I'm going to grab both of my bolsters. You might only need one, might need more than two. Go ahead and place the bolsters between my legs here. I'm actually going to lift this up even higher so that I can feel very, very, very supported. And I don't have to worry too much about holding the pose for 5 minutes. So you really want to be able to hold the pose for as long as you can. We're going to go for 5 minutes. So I'm just laying basically my belly and my chest all the way down over the pillows, turning my head to one side. You can place your palms flat on the ground, or you can bring them up, whatever feels comfortable for you. Your elbows are resting on the mat. And just again, feel how the props rise to your body. They meet you where you meet them. And there's a beautiful reciprocity in this restorative yoga pose, where you give into the props and the props give back to you. Just release. Put your left cheek on the bolster, go ahead and switch to the right cheek, or just switch sides. Flutter your eyes open. Take your hands to the mat to push yourself off of the blocks. Move them to the side and go ahead and lengthen your legs out in front of you. And we're going to do a supported forward fold. So just go ahead and bring those blocks right on top of you, those bolsters. We're going to do a delicious supported forward fold. We just let the body release over. Again, you can find a way to maximize your comfort. Maybe you want to roll your top blanket just to give you a little bit more support. You can hold the end of the bolster, or you can place your hands flat on the mat. You can also adjust your blanket and place it far enough away so that you can rest your forehead straight down. Obviously, this is a great lower back stretch, a hamstring stretch, a neck stretch, but mostly it's a spirit holding. We're just being supported by the bolsters. We're not pushing into the stretch, we're releasing it. On one cheek, make sure you switch to the other side. Make sure you release your jaw, find a comfortable place for it. Place your hands on the bolsters to gently lift yourself up to sitting. Go ahead and move everything to the side. And we're going to close with one last pose, forward facing resting pose. We're going to have one blanket across the middle of our mat. One blanket. Actually, I'm going to use a bolster at the base of the mat. And one blanket at the top of the mat for our forehead. So go ahead and come into all fours. And go ahead and make sure that the blanket is going to be right underneath the hips. Lower yourself down gently. The forehead is going to go right on top of the folded blanket. Your tops of your feet are resting on your bolster. And your arms are down by your side, or it can be in practice, resting on your rolled blanket. I find this pose to be very intense, so I like to make sure I really feel comfortable. And I adjust my body so that I really feel very held. Almost forgot to press 5 minutes. This is our last pose, so really try to let the thoughts float by and really focus on your breath and on release into this restorative body posture. Take a nice deep breath in. Let's do a nice sigh when you exhale. One more time. last time. Oh. If you want to adjust. Uh, and with the bow, place your hands, palms down on the mat. Go ahead and push yourself up onto all fours. Go ahead and just bring yourself to a seated cross-legged position. And we will close our practice today here. Closing our eyes, bringing ourselves to the vertical space. Acknowledging that these restorative poses can bring up all sorts of sensations and memories and feelings. We accept them. We don't judge them. We let them come. We let them pass. We hold them when we need to hold them. We notice them. We honor them. And as always, bringing our hands to heart center, the spirit in me salutes the spirit in you. Namaste. I hope that you enjoyed these restorative poses today. I invite you to use this recording maybe before and after the holiday season, maybe when you get back from a family vacation or a family trip. And if you're doing the recording, you can always pause and stay much longer than 5 minutes in any of these poses that feel like they're really important and they're bringing up some good restorative energy. So thank you so much. See you next time.